What's going on, everyone? This is Rushdog from InkRush Games. I just watched the Splatoon Raiders Direct, and all I can say is wow. This game is looking even better than I expected. It makes me want to say bye-bye to Borderlands, depart from us Diablo, and move over Monster Hunter. Splatoon Raiders is a colorful loot-chasing action RPG, and I am so here for it. But apparently, not everyone agrees on what kind of game Raiders actually is. IGN is calling Raiders kind of a roguelite, and based on what Nintendo showed in the Direct, I think that label gets the game wrong, and I'm here to tell you why. Now first, a quick caveat, IGN has played the game and I haven't, so I'm basing my entire argument on what Nintendo showed in the Direct, as well as the Treehouse live footage. I also want to be clear that this isn't about attacking IGN, I simply disagree with their description of what Raiders is, based on what's been shown. So with that out of the way, here's why I think Raiders looks more like Diablo and less like Hades. So first, what is a roguelite? Roguelites are typically built around repeated runs with randomized elements where you gather temporary upgrades throughout your run. When you fail, the run ends and you lose any temporary upgrades you had, but you can retain certain resources, and typically you can also earn permanent upgrades that you can carry over between runs to make future runs a little bit easier. We don't even have to leave the Splatoon franchise for an example of a roguelite experience, as Splatoon has already tackled the roguelite gameplay style in the excellent Splatoon 3 Side Order DLC. In Side Order, you climb the 30-floor Spire of Order, choose from a changing selection of floor challenges, and collect temporary color chips that transform your build during your run. When you lose all of your lives, your run ends and you have to start from the beginning and you lose all of your color chips. Even though you can also earn permanent upgrades to make future runs easier. Without question, Side Order is a Splatoon roguelite. Which brings me to why Splatoon Raiders doesn't look like a roguelite. From the gameplay that we saw in the Splatoon Raiders Direct, as well as the Treehouse live presentation, it looks like Splatoon Raiders gameplay consists of selecting and conquering discrete levels from a world map that are called raids. Just take a look at this footage. This looks a lot more like a level clear screen to me than something you'd see in the middle of a roguelite run. Now to be completely fair, I do see where the roguelite comparison is coming from. Nintendo has shown that certain raids contain multiple floors where you have to clear all floors in a single shot. Take a look at this footage from the Chowda Buried Ruins, love the name by the way, as an example. But here's the thing, note what Nintendo themselves say when the raid fails.
Make a break.
Oh, you gotta get it.
Don't worry, nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. Oh no!
Should have used that showstopper.
I should have used the showstopper.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the good news is you get to keep your experience that you gain.
I do.
So you get your level up a little bit, you get your tank upgraded a little bit.
Yep.
You keep all the stuff that you got on that raid.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there's not really a penalty for failure in this game, which
No.
I really appreciate.
Did you hear that? Not really a penalty for failure. A big part of the thrill of a roguelite is the stakes. When you lose a run, there are real consequences. Raiders, on the other hand, sounds like it lets you keep practically everything you gather when you fail a raid. You only seem to lose a progress in completing that particular level. That doesn't sound very roguelike to me. And the multi-floor runs are also only one type of level. The Direct confirms that other level types include open areas where you search for treasure, salmonoid dens, and facilities that lock you into using specific gadgets. Nintendo has also confirmed that you unlock the next raid after you complete a raid. They've also said that you can go back and complete previously completed raids, and you can grind for specific resources when you do so. It's also worth pointing out that the 6-Axis, in their hands-on preview, said, "This isn't a roguelite in any way, but there is a sniff of the genre's metagame." So while there may be a bit of roguelike seasoning to the game, calling the game basically a roguelike feels like a big stretch to me. But if Splatoon Raiders isn't a roguelike, then what is it? Why Splatoon Raiders looks like a looter shooter? While Splatoon Raiders has a touch of roguelite elements, it looks much more like a looter shooter to me. The gameplay loop appears to consist of going on raids, defeating the salmonids, and then gathering all sorts of resources to make yourself stronger. These resources include better weapons, treasures with relic powers, currency, different gadget parts, different crafting materials, as well as experience points that lead to permanent, persistent level ups. And the weapons, oh man, look at these weapons. There's a ton of different weapons on offer, each with different levels and rarities, feels very Borderlands, and they all look awesome. Unlike the weapons in the main game, the weapons in Raiders look like they've all been cobbled together from junk, which really goes along with Raiders' theme of being marooned at sea. Consider the splatter shot as an example. In the main Splatoon games, it looks just like a super soaker, but in Raiders, we've seen two different versions. One looks like it's been made from an old pop bottle, the other from an old soap bottle. As for the gadget parts you collect, they look like they can impact all sorts of gadget parameters, such as damage, rate of fire, and even more exotic parameters, such as doubling the number of turrets you can deploy. And that's really just scratching the surface of the upgrades you can obtain. Back at your hideout ship, you can also permanently boost your stats, craft even more gadgets, and upgrade your weapons. You can also level up your different ink tanks just through using them. Add all this together, and it looks like there's a ton of loot and build crafting options available to us. I'm really looking forward to seeing the creative and busted builds that the community can cook up. As I mentioned before, Nintendo's also shown that there are harder, spicier versions of previously completed raids that you can tackle, and those missions offer specific listed rewards. This means you can select specific raids to grind for specific resources. So once again, the gameplay loop looks like you choose a raid, you fight through the salmonid hordes, you collect better gear and resources, you return to your hideout ship, you upgrade your character and their equipment, and then finally, you take on even harder missions for even better loot. This doesn't sound like Side Order's roguelite features to me. This looks like Nintendo's take on a looter shooter action RPG, and I am so here for it. So based on everything we've seen, I don't think Splatoon Raiders is a roguelite. Instead, I think it's Nintendo's take on the looter shooter genre with a dash of roguelite elements for spice. But what do you think? What genre would you describe Raiders as? And did the direct convince you to pick up Raiders? Please let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe for more. And now, it's time for my nap. Take care.